Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, for the first time, I'm doing this video from sunny South Florida. I finally made it. For all you guys have been, paying attention to what I've been saying about my move down here, it went great. It was on Saturday and Sunday. The drive, once I got south of Washington, D.C., was amazing, through Virginia, south to the Carolinas, Georgia, then down to Florida. Driving to the northeast is hell. Had the cats in the back. They were great the entire time. Movers came on Monday. All moved into the house. Now I have 16,000 boxes to open and put away, which will be a giant pain in the ass. But you know what? I'm now finally here in my new home, and I'm loving it. But as you can see, there aren't amazing palm trees in the background right now. I gotta get a lay of the land to figure out where to film temporarily until I start doing the shows in my studio. That's one of the things. I had a room set aside in my house to do for a future studio, but that's down the road. So guys, definitely went well, and I thank you for all your kind words in the comment section about my journey and all that, wishing me luck. So for today, we're going to go over a story titled, I, a 27-year-old male, am breaking it with my girlfriend due to past infidelity. And a big shout out to Matt for sending me the story. This is all about a guy. He's been with his girl for like 7 years, I believe. And he really thought that she was the one. He was going to propose to her pretty soon. And then one day, he discovers that 6 years earlier, she had a spicy evening with one of her female friends. A female friend that she's still friends with. And let's just say this guy doesn't take it well. At least a whole confrontation. And of course, she twists around and gaslights him, saying that pretty much you're going to throw everything away just over that. And that'd be a very good one to go over here, guys, just to show you again that this type of stuff happens. That not only do you need to pay attention to red flags, you got to actually look for red flags nowadays. And how, as the saying goes, once a cheater, always a cheater. And I don't care if it was 6 years ago and with another woman, okay, same-sex fling, doesn't matter. Cheating's cheating, end of story. And she didn't tell him, and he has every right to kick her to the curb. And I'm willing to bet you that that probably wasn't just an isolated incident. Not to mention, she's still friends with the girl. And in a situation like that, guys, it's always, as you're well aware, best to pack up and move on, okay? And even if she's going to label you all sorts of nasty things, and her friends and her family, you can't be with someone like that. And if you do, you take them back after cheating and hiding it all those years, they're going to lose even more respect for you. And I guarantee you, there'll be more cheating and other problems going on, mark my words. But you'll see more as I get into the story. It says here, my girlfriend, or future ex-girlfriend, and I met at university when I was 18 years old. In my country, you could start university at 17. There are 5 years of study for general studies, both of us studying for the same degree, and we started a relationship formally when I was 20 years old and she was 22. Our relationship has had its ups and downs, but everything was fine. Well, clearly not fine. There were no problems, and we're both quite clear about our limits regarding infidelity as a breaking point for our relationship. When I turned 22, I graduated from university, and she graduated in the same year. Currently, we are both rent a small apartment while we save together to get a mortgage loan to be able to buy an apartment with installed payments. Please tell me you do not commingle funds. Please tell me you do not have all your money in the same joint account. That's going to make things very difficult when you get out of this. Never do that, guys. You should have your account that your paychecks or business profits go to, her account that her business profits or paycheck goes to, and maybe a joint account to pay the mutual bills, like the rent or the electric bill or something like that. That's it. And honestly, I wouldn't even have a joint account for just a few things until you're actually married, if you do that. Well, she and I are both accountants, so a good part of our work can be done from home. In our room, we each have our own computer where we connect to work remotely, and at one point, when she went to the bathroom, I sat at her desk to hang out because I was temporarily left with nothing to do, and saw that she had her WhatsApp web open with a message from a friend of hers, who I know as her best friend. He says her best friend is a woman too. About a conversation about something that happened years ago. Curiosity got the best of me, and I began to check the conversation, and it turns out that almost 6 years ago, she and her friend had a adventure to prove if they were lesbians or not, or if they like women too. Well, if they obviously are attracted to each other, attracted to women, then obviously there is they're not straight. And again, this is what he got from the WhatsApp message. What the hell are they talking about? Do you think she just randomly brought that up one time after 6 years? Clearly, there's more going on here. I was absolutely stunned and didn't know what to do. I knew that she used to go out with her friend and spend long hours working because they used to be in a group during university days. Define working. But I didn't know anything about that. And as far as I could read the conversation, it seems that the friend had a kind of an attraction for my girlfriend because of what happened years ago. And now she's been thinking about it and thinks of her more than a friend, but that is besides the point. So, she cheated on you early in the relationship, but still cheating. She kept it quiet all these years, never told you, and she's still talking to best friends with the girl that she cheated on you with. This is not a good situation. It's over. When my girlfriend came out of the bathroom, I confronted her about it. First, she tried to minimize it by saying that it was a one-night thing, and it was for self-discovery. I told her directly that I don't give a shit about her self-discovery. The exact words in Spanish were, "Me importa tres carrojas flaca." I think I got that right. I'm in South Florida now, so I gotta learn the language. That this is an infidelity with all the letters, and why the hell didn't she tell me? She responded that she regretted it, and that in fact she didn't like it in the slightest, and that it was just for experimentation. Oh, okay, so since it was for experimentation and self-discovery, as she put it, and she didn't like it, therefore it doesn't count. Oh, okay, well then maybe I'll go hook up with another chick for my self-discovery. Hope you don't mind. Bullshit. I was absolutely clear with her. For experimentation is the time for being single. If she wants to swallow the first organ, or either of a man or woman that she finds, then she should do it while she is single. Yeah, end of story. Remember, they made it clear in the beginning, no cheating, any of that, no infidelity, otherwise the relationship is over. For some reason, those words made her cry, or at least she seemed to pretend to cry pretty well, because I didn't see she shed any tears. Yeah, she's faking it, of course. She only managed to apologize, and that it's a one-time thing, and she didn't really enjoy it, and she wanted to close the topic, but her friend, from time to time, she takes it out. Oh, from time to time, you just happen to see her WhatsApp message and her friends bringing up their escapades for that one time? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not buying this whole it was a one-time thing. I told her that her friend has nothing to do with it, and she doesn't matter. I care about my girlfriend, and the fact that she cheated on me, she keeps saying that it wasn't infidelity, that it was an experiment, that there wasn't even penetration. She wouldn't have cared if I experimented with a man at the time. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, she would. Guarantee you she would. She's just saying that to try to even things up a bit. And she said because there's no penetration, therefore it wasn't cheating. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the cheating handbook, anything from kissing, touching, even have an emotional secret thing going on, that's cheating. End of story. And I guarantee you that if there wasn't any, if he was hooking up with another, if he was making out with some other girl, she'd find that to be cheating. Hell, many girls nowadays, even hug another girl, will fly off the handle thinking that's cheating. I simply told her that this idea is stupid, and not to bring it up, that topic, because it is irrelevant. I told her please take her laptop for the next day, set up her desk somewhere else, and go to her parents' house. Good for you. Kick her out. Goddamn right. The truth is that I'm seriously thinking about ending the relationship, because who knows what other things she may have done under the excuse that she was discovering herself. Infidelity is something that I do not forgive, and even less so if it was the beginning of the relationship. Good, bro. Your initial reaction here is the correct one. But be careful, because the roller coaster of emotions may make you start thinking twice about your decision here. I was thinking of asking her to marry me when we have an apartment, but now I just want her to go away from here. All this happened yesterday. Today she's at her parents' house asking me to think carefully and not to throw 7 years of the relationship overboard for something of one night. So she's gaslighting him. She's twisting it around. Don't throw it away, otherwise let me rephrase that. If you break up with me, you, not me, are the reason that this 7-year relationship went down over that one little thing when I was just experimenting. It's amazing to me. You see the patterns here, guys. The truth is, I don't know what to do. Smack. You know what to do. I do want to break up with her, but the apartment lease expires in November. I have no problems with looking for another partner because I'm still young, but it hurts to know that I threw away 7 years to someone who in her 20s wasn't sure about who she was. Well, bro, 7 years here, he's 27, so 7 years of his life, that's a big chunk percentage of his life. But you know what? A lot of guys have been there, and as hard as it was, they did move on, okay? And he obviously has to understand, like, he's going to question everything now. Were there other girls? Were there other guys? What else is she lying to me about? These are important and warranted questions. Situation was reversed. She'd have a right to question those things about him if he cheated on her with another girl or with another dude. But he can't be with her. End of story. He stays with her. She already doesn't respect him. It'll be way worse. She doesn't respect him for what she did, for the fact that she's hiding it, and the fact that when he brought it up, she's just dismissing it, and faking the crying and twisting it around like it's your fault if things end. She doesn't respect him and love him. She's at a point she just wants a fucking ring on her finger, and that's it. Forgiving her is not one of my options, but having to live with an unfaithful woman for the rest of my life seems stressful to me. Or for the rest of the month seems stressful to me. Yeah, well, good for you. You don't want to do it forever, let alone a month. Even more so knowing that she could return from her parents' house at any moment. I don't know how to confront her and make her understand in a simple way that it is over. That she knew from the day one of our relationship my opinion on infidelity. And he says, yes, we have included a topic of infidelity with someone of the same sex. And she knew about it too. And yet she failed with that. I honestly don't know what words to say here without sounding too aggressive, but at the same time, I want to be clear enough to leave no room for doubt. Well, bro, you got a month left on the lease, thank God. Okay, kick her out. Tell her to go live with your parents. You want to make it up to me? Go live with your parents. And we'll then move out and we'll go a separate way. So make it abundantly clear, we're done. He doesn't have to fly off the handle. In fact, he shouldn't, because then he's acting like an emotional woman. And just be clear and concise, it's over. End of story. I wish you the best, but you lied to me all this time. You cheated on me. Then you decided to dismiss the thing like it's no big deal, because it is a big deal. Then you decided to gaslight me, trying to twist it around. End of story. Or you can be funny about it and pack up her shit and put it out in the hallway. But if her name is on the lease, then she has the legal right to be there as well. And that's that. And if she won't leave, then maybe, even though he shouldn't have to leave for his own peace of mind and not having to deal with her, maybe he stays with his family for a month. I don't want him to have to leave, but it's 1 month because it's October 4th. He wrote this yesterday. It just could really impact his work and all that. So he'll have to decide. But number one, he absolutely cannot be with someone like this. And so, guys, again, if you've heard these stories countless times, you have a girlfriend, pulls this kind of shit in varying degrees, it's over. End of story. And he will be okay. It will take time, but he'll heal. Spend time with his family, his bros, embrace his hobbies. He's late 20s. He's just beginning his career. Pour yourself into your career. And remember, her prime, and by the way, he's 27, she's 29. She's almost 30. I don't care how good looking she is now, her prime is coming to an end in terms of looks. Her peak time is her teens and 20s. His prime is just going to be beginning in his 30s, when his earning potential goes through the roof. He becomes more of who he's meant to be, who he is, all that. The sky's the limit. He just has to be better careful in the future. That's what I think. And he'll be okay. It just takes time. Now, some comments here to show that I'm not the only one saying this. One guy says here, both of you set your clear boundaries at the start of the relationship. That boundary also includes same-sex infidelities. She broke that boundary and sat on it for 6 years, and I was never going to admit it. I'm now worried that what else she may be hiding, and she was good at hiding this one. Right. You always have to question that, and that's fair. You've decided not to move on with this person. You don't need to be bothered about sounding harsh. Tell her you're done because she broke one of the foundations of the partnership. Her saying you should not throw away 7 years is manipulative, and you should not fall for that. See? Another guy says here, people in the comments are saying it's no big deal and not cheating because it was a girl on girl, while completely glossing over the fact that she hid it for years. And even after being caught, she wouldn't admit to remind me. She wouldn't admit it, and to remind me how the average IQ for a human being really is 100. She knows what she's not dumb. She knows darn well it's cheating. She's just, her perception of this guy that he's weak and he's a nice guy, and she just keeps dismissing it and manipulating him. She'll win. Another guy says here, she ended your relationship for an experiment. That's horrible. Don't let her reverse that logic. Then she just lied about it until you found out. She doesn't deserve any more of an explanation. Just say it's over because of what she did, kick her out, and move on and block her. She doesn't deserve an easy transition into her new single life. You didn't do anything wrong, and ending it and blocking her is very justified. Yes, and if she and her friends start bombarding you with insults, or her family or your family, do not take that crap. And last one, this guy says here, she cheated on you at least once. Now you know her thoughts on cheating. It clearly isn't cheating with a woman, isn't cheating when it's oral, and it isn't cheating when there's no penetration. Oh, it's also not cheating if she calls an experiment. Just like that other experiment she had when she sucked Tony's you-know-what. But there was no penetration, so she wasn't cheating. Break up with her, my man. And what that guy was making in his comment is that, yeah, this wasn't cheating to her, that wasn't cheating to her, you know. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a shit about you. So, break up with her, move on. If you got to move out of that apartment for a month, if that's the last resort, do it. Just get away from her. That's what you do, and take it one day at a time. And do not talk to her. Cut her off on everything. Social media, block her on your phone, all that. I don't care what the deal is. And she is going to, first she's trying the gaslighting crap. That's not working. Next thing you know, he's gonna get bombarded with the waterworks. She'll be crying and begging and pleading when she realized the gaslighting didn't work. Don't fall for the freaking tears, okay? The crocodile tears has worked on many a man. Hell, it's even worked on me when I was younger, and I learned the hard way. So, one day at a time, my brother, and you're gonna be okay. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And guys, you come across a really good story like me to share, definitely email it to me. strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Now that I'm finally moved down here and I'm taking it one day at a time with unpacking all those frickin' boxes and putting the shit away, I'm going to be rocking and rolling with videos now to the rest of the year. I appreciate you guys being patient because I haven't done a whole lot on this channel over the last few months, but now I'm going to be back to kicking ass for the rest of the year with shows, so I appreciate your patience. But yeah, definitely send me good content, email to me from Reddit typically, and longer stories. And if you have a personal story like to share, also email them to me and I can cover it on the Strong Successful Male channel. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.